What up, everybody? The 49ers are locking in the stars fast. The Lakers could be landing Giannis. And the Angels just swept the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. What's going on with the West Coast right now? Let's get into it, baby. We got it all for you here on the West Coast Triple Play Podcast. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Those that haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. That way you're notified every time we go live with these podcasts. So what's going on, guys? Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of West Coast Triple Play, your one-stop breakdown for every Lakers, Angels, and 49ers. And trust me, this week's episode is stacked, bro. From Lakers trade buzz to the Angels sweeping the Dodgers to the 49ers locking in their core for a deep run. There's a lot to get into, so let's get into it, baby. Let's go. So let's start with the Lakers because things are heating up in LA following the exit of Anthony Davis, and the Laker focused on finding a top-tier big man to anchor the paint. Nic Claxton of the Brooklyn Nets has quickly become the prime target. He's long, he's mobile, and he can protect the rim. Sometimes this team desperately needs next to Luka Doncic and LeBron James. But here's the catch. Claxton won't come cheap. The Lakers would likely have to give up someone like Austin Reaves, who, by the way, just had a career season. 20.2 points, 5.8 assists, and 4.5 boards, and shooting 48% from the field and 40% from deep. Dude is legit. But we'll see how everything goes. Now, the front office isn't eager to let Reaves go, but if a top-tier big is on the table, he could be in play. Other names that have surfaced including Myles Turner, Clint Capella, and Walker Kessler. So yeah, the front court arms raised is officially on. So as for LeBron James, he's holding a $52.6 million player option for the 2025 season. And while he hasn't officially declared his plans, most insiders say he's likely coming back to play with Luka and his son Bronny James. It's just too much of a storyline to pass up, right? Speaking of Bronny, the rookie has been splitting time between the Lakers and the South Bay squad, and he showed some flashes, Not nothing too big, nothing to get excited about. Analysts believe with the full summer of development and maybe a roster shift, he could carve out a real 3 and D role in his rotation. All right, so let's talk about them Angels, bro. The Halos making shit go down, making waves on the East Coast. My bad, on the West Coast, up at Chavez Ravine. The Halos just pulled off something they haven't done since 2010. They swept the Dodgers in a 3-game series at Dodger Stadium. Let that sink in, bro. And it wasn't just one guy, it was a full team effort. Travis d'Arnaud crushed a go-ahead homer in the 8th inning to steal Game 3, which is his first home run of the season and first home run as a Los Angeles Angel. Zach Neto and Taylor Ward came up big early in the series as well. Logan O'Hoppe went wild with 5 RBIs and 3 home runs. And a 3-run bomb in Game 2. And Kikuchi, he went 5 2/3 innings in Game 3, allowing just 1 run, striking out 7. Unfortunately, Kikuchi left with an ankle injury, making a play over at first base, which is real close, but hey, he pulled it out. And he's still looking for his first win. But man, this outing showed he's getting into form. I think he's been into form. I think he just hasn't had the offensive production from the guys that back him up. And then Kenley Jansen also had a clutch moment. locking down his 8th save of the season against his former team, the Dodgers. He even pulled off an intentional balk to neutralize Shohei Ohtani on second base. I don't know if you guys caught that or saw that. But yeah, he just said, he preferred, nobody at second base, in that situation, just because he doesn't want them to tip his pitches or his location and so forth. So he intentionally balked to get Shohei Ohtani over to third base. But yeah, anyways, so Mike Trout, he's still on the 10-day IL with the bone bruise in his knee, but he's back swinging and expected to start running soon. The Angels face the A's next on May 22nd. Then it's the Marlins at home. Winnable games that can really build on this momentum. So what's up with them 49ers, baby? Now let's head north to the Bay. Brock Purdy just got paid. Brock Purdy just inked a 5-year, $265 million contract extension, $53 million a year, $181 million guaranteed, and a full no-trade clause. That puts him in elite company, tied for the 7th highest paid QB by an average annual salary value. Man, that's crazy, right? But hey, we had to lock him in, bro. We got George Kittle, isn't far behind. He just signed that 4-year, $76.4 million extension with $40 million guaranteed and an $18 million signing bonus. That's the highest paid tight end in the NFL history. Which, hey, man, everything this guy does is worth it. He puts in work, whether it's blocking, catching a pass out the backfield, catching a pass in coverage. Man, this guy can do it all. And Fred Warner, baby, he's about to break records too. He's reportedly finalizing a deal that will make him the highest paid inside linebacker in league history, over $100 million. What does that tell you? It tells you this front office isn't playing around, bro. You know what I mean? And you got to give credit to the 49ers front office. They're getting these deals done early. No holdouts, no distractions, just business, which can say a lot for the previous years, We've been letting these guys slip, and then, when it's too late or when it's already in OTAs and so forth, they end up either overpaying for them or they end up getting signed or traded somewhere else. But yeah, this year, like I said, it's down to business, bro. These guys are coming out. They're just making the signings that they need to make and getting business taken care of. With OTA starting the May 20th, the timing couldn't be better. Locking in your core leaders before off-season workouts, begins. It gives the entire team, team clarity and chemistry and focus. Getting these contracts done before OTAs shows that leadership and clarity. No distractions, just football. It builds trust in the locker room and protects against market inflation, which we know, it's what the 49ers been doing. They wait last minute and then they're overpaying when, what was it? The Ayuk contract, they could have paid him a lot less than, what they ended up paying him. Had they, negotiated and just, settled with that price at that one time right after the season was over, but hey, it is what it is. They're, now they're going in the right direction, which is, more than we can say for them now, and it also sends a message, the Niners are in a win now mode. We're also seeing early position battles shake out. Wide receiver rookie Pearsall. He's pushing for a starting job. You got Jair Brown versus Malik Mustafa. It's a tight battle at free safety, And then you got Jalen Moore, Colton McKivitz. They're going head to head for that right tackle position. And let's not forget about the kicker battle. The 49ers signed veteran Greg Joseph to compete with Jake Moody, who struggled at times last season. Man, you know what? I just got to put it out there. That guy should have been cut a long time ago. You know, you can see so much potential, but I mean, if it was anybody else, any other team, after the 1 or 2 misses, they would have been done, cut, released. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not the owner of the Niners, but like I said, if I was, he would have been gone, bro. This isn't just a depth signing. This is a legit competition. Joseph has playoff experience and a strong leg. Moody's got youth, and upside. It's one of the sneakier positions, battles to keep an eye on. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think with the Lakers. Is LeBron gonna stay for another year? Is he gonna, get any better? Is he gonna help the team? What about Bronny James? What do you guys think of him? You know what? When he came in, I just thought they were just doing the signing just to get him on the team. With LeBron James, just to have that statistic that he played with his dad in the NBA and so forth. Honestly, I don't think he's that great. Yeah, in the D League, yeah, he shines. He's good, but you're playing with lower value talent. You know what I mean? You're not playing against Luka Doncic. DeMar DeRozan. Some of these other Giannis. Ant-Man. Stephen Curry. One-on-one against any of those guys, he's not doing as good as he would, like he does in the D League. What about them Angels, guys? What do you guys think? I guess Anthony Rendon, he's supposed to be out until maybe June or July or so. What do you guys think when he comes back? Is he just gonna would you guys expect him to just come in, step in, fill that role and take over one of the roster spots on, behind one of these guys that's been coming in and, producing, Michael Lugo, Paris, Moncada. Moncada's been clutch since he's came back, but like the Angels, they all started a little rough, but hey, or vice versa. Kyrie Paris started off hot and he's kind of cooled down. He's been kind of in a slump, but it's baseball. Baseball, you go through these slumps. You go through your ups and downs, but it just takes time to get your swing back, get that momentum going again, and get them hits and so forth. But them Niners, man, I'm kind of stoked for them Niners this year. To get the ball rolling, get these guys signed. I'm sure we still got a lot of positions we got to still, fill and get stacked and fill as far as, our O-line, our defensive line. Defensive line is looking a lot more smooth now. Offensive line, we're still kind of shaky at the guard position, at the right tackle position. But eventually we'll get there, So with that, the Lakers, like I said, are plotting big moves, but Austin Reaves' future is in limbo with the Lakers, The Angels just made a statement at Chavez Ravine, and they're not done. Well, at least I hope they're not done. I was talking to one of the guys where me and my wife go and eat at, for breakfast on Saturdays and Sundays. And he's like, man, they can beat the Dodgers, but they struggle against all these other teams that are, in my eyes, they're, weaker offensively and defensively. But, we can pull off a sweep against the Dodgers, the defending champs, or whatever you want to call them, But the 49ers, they're locked in and they're locking in their leaders, stacking competition and sending a message to the rest of the league. West Coast fans, this episode had it all. Make sure you hit that follow button, leave a review, stay locked in for your next week's episode. I don't even know where we're at as far as subscribers. I know we're around 110 or something like that. So hit that subscribe button. Let somebody know that's either a Niner fan, a Laker fan, or an Angel fan. Let them know West Coast Triple Play podcast is out there. And we're bringing it all to you, bro. Every week. Every Tuesday. Keep it locked in. This is West Coast Triple Play. 3 teams, 1 coast, all heart. Catch you guys on the next one, baby. We out. Peace. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to know, what you guys are looking to see. Let me know you're listening. Love you guys. Catch you guys on the next one, baby. West Coast Triple Play, we out. Peace.